Jake, are you ready for issue 12 of Kamandi, Last Boy on Earth?
I am. I remember where we left off, and I remember that Kamandi was in this big department store, Sackers, um, and there was the leopards, right? So we had already gone through the bats, we had already gone through the bears, we'd already gone through um, tigers, um, big apes, or apes, big and small, and so now we're going to the department store, but wasn't the very last scene where we meet the giant insect?
Yeah. Yep.
So now we're here. So yeah, the giant insect's on the cover. Um, I don't know about the scale anymore because some it wasn't so big, but now it looks like it's monstrously big on this cover. And I think this cover is a little bit sparse. I think Kamandi is trying to corral this this big insect, and there's like leopards with guns all about, but no backgrounds, no word balloons, no title, no context. Just this one image. Um, I mean, up at the top it says, "Nature had produced something totally unexpected in both the devil and Mr. Sacker." Um, the devil and Mr. Sacker in 1973. I'm not sure I like that. but
Oh.
but yeah, no, I'm looking at my copy. I have like 15 cents stamped on my copy, which was like a 20-cent cover price. So
Excuse me.
I guess it was reduced. Somebody reduced it a nickel. Um, so diving in, on chapter 1, page 1, it
No
says Jack
double,
Kirby,
no
the
double
works.
page spread.
Oh, really? We're not going to have a double page
No
spread this
double
time.
page
So
spread.
yeah, and up top it says department stores are more than they used to be, but he says, "Don't ask us how it happened, friends. We'll tell you in time."
Gonna have to steal
So you
that
see,
for
yeah,
Turbo.
all we know is that the animals run things and that men run from the animals. The standards have changed, the world is different, and one of the items on sale in Sacker's department store is Kamandi. So Kamandi doesn't realize it, but he's being like displayed as a prize talking human. The leopards say he'll bring a handsome price if we can track him down. We'll find him. He's still hiding in the store. I love these colors that I'm getting here on my copy. Yours too. It's all the same. Maybe I think your light blues are a little bit brighter, but a lot of muted colors here. So he's just kind of like hiding out, and that conveys that. And we see some nice Kirby dots and spots and black and white, color balance, Rorschach design in the
Yeah, I
saddle.
love that. Looks like leather.
Last,
Old leather.
yes, right. Well, right. It looks like it's like aged, and it's on like this wooden stanchion. Um, you know, Kamandi does have a blanket that's colored red, so that's kind of like vibrant. But we were also, talking about how they execute some of the lettering. And I see that where it says Sacker's department store and genuine pre-disaster saddle, um, you know, that's one thing where they're kind of breaking the wall down. In real life, those would be, display fonts and a sign in a store. And here it's just kind of like comic font,
Yeah.
right? Just like the dialogue. So, that was an issue for Kirby. He didn't want to slow down and draw beautiful signage letters.
Somebody else can do that.
Um, right, but nobody really did. I mean, they just kind of, I
Oh,
think
this is intern
probably,
work. I definitely think this is intern work.
yeah, I mean, Kirby probably just, wrote it in, and then the letterer, whoever the letterer is, whether it was Mike Royer or somebody else, we might not know, But they just kind of did it, and I have been postulating that they are using a very wide speedball round nib dip pen, and doing that very, very thick lettering, much thicker than the regular dialogue, including the bold
Hmm.
words. So, that's one thing where I think the continuity kind of falls down. I like when they take the time to make the display fonts and everything, and I think Jeff Darrow is probably the best in the
Yeah.
world because he would make all these billboards, and then he would draw like architectural signage with like 3D, extrusion letters with like little
Yeah,
neon,
neon tubes. Like, yeah. Oh,
in
yeah.
tubes inside.
In
It's
Japanese.
so funny.
In Japanese.
Right. In Japanese, right,
Kanji, the
right. And
kanji.
then Big Boy and Little Robot would just like destroy everything. So it would be like, in excruciating detail, half ruined and half wrecked. Um so yeah, a little plug for Jeff Jarrell, when they take the time to do the signs, they take time to do the lettering. But here we are just kind of like, ripping through these stories. Page 2, we see that Kamandi is like skulking around. And he says, "Oh, that's what you think. I've learned that this store isn't the only building on the grounds. I've found shelter in one of the warehouses, and I've been shuttling back here to get what I need to escape, on credit, of course." Um, yeah, so this tells us that Kamandi has been hiding out for some time now, and he's kind of figuring out the lay of the land. And he's going to grab this saddle because, I think he's going to probably take it back to that giant insect devil. I like the the level of detail here, the backgrounds and everything, and they kind of use these muted colors to make Kamandi pop out. You notice that he's all primary colors. You got the yellow of the
Yeah.
hair, the red of the blanket, and the blue of the trousers.
Basics.
Um, yeah, so he's moving through all these ritzy department store areas. Funny animal pictures now on sale. You see Hitler and Roosevelt. I wonder what the terror of the world would think if he saw his status now. And it's alluding to Hitler. Men are just animals now herded, hunted, and sold by the very beast they once mastered. So, there he's taking some time to reiterate the theme of the story. He does it again and again and again. It's like a song, you gotta keep hitting that hook, over and over, and remind people, because this might be the first issue that they pick up. Suddenly, there's a herd of humans that are herded in by the leopards. Quiet, you cattle, keep moving. The great disaster didn't finish man, Kamandi says, but sure did mess him up. This bunch will be sold as slave labor. I'll try to free them before I escape. A man must still help his fellow beings in distress. But right now, he's got a rendezvous with the devil. So he's darting outside of the building, and you can see they have like the auto lift there, and they have got some tanks that are left over. He's sneaking into the warehouse. It was risky hiding something that big. If my luck holds, he'll be my ticket out of here. But luck can fail too. There he is. Don't shoot. It's Mr. Sacker's order. I heard you. Um, so yeah, these guys have a very interesting look. They're kind of like talking like pirates in the last episode, but now they're on land. And turn the page, and we have chapter 2 now. We can see, if you forgot from last issue, this giant insect, and I do want to point out that the scale is definitely different. There's a little missing continuity here, because when we meet this insect in the very last panel of the last issue, he was maybe like 2 or 3 times bigger than Kamandi, and now he's like 5 times, 10 times, 5 or 7 times bigger than Kamandi, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
Well, now he's much bigger than a horse, and I don't know. I'm just thinking back to that last panel.
Yeah.
Um, So, alluding back to the Great Disaster, the results have been many and varied, exceedingly strange. The seafaring leopards have brought back a nightmare specimen of life. They called it a devil, but it's really a big bundle of surprises. There'll be lots of surprises when you get to know the devil and Mr. Sacker. And if people didn't know what we were hinting at before, in the early 70s, I'm just gonna
Go
say it.
for it.
Uh, yeah, there was one of the earliest and most iconic porno movies in history, The Devil and Miss Jones, and a lot of people knew what we were getting at. But in case you're too young, uh, so yeah, I wonder if Jack Kirby is making an inside joke to this, The Devil and Mr. Sacker now. So yeah, he's hiding out in this warehouse, and there's all this kind of wreckage and debris around. Um, it looks like he's eating paper or eating newspaper or something.
Yeah,
Maybe there's good wood pulp in it,
there you
but
go.
he's making these noises, click, click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, 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 clack. No wonder they call you a devil. Devil, you're the biggest and scariest insect anyone's ever seen. I thought you were going to gobble me up at first, but you turned out to be real friendly. I'll call you Click Clack, okay? Click Clack. Easy, don't get nervous. So, Kamandi is like fitting him with the saddle, and he's going out of control. He's on a wrecking spree, and he's smashing things around. Pow, crash, blast you, click, clack. I'm only trying to help us both get out of this place. You. Um, we're moving through the pages. The giant insect crashes about, unmindful of Kamandi's pleas. Stop it, stupid! The leopards will hear the noise. Pow, zonk! And here he is just smashing up all of the TV sets and dishwashers. Zwish! Oh, what's the use? I thought I had a great idea, but it's just a big flop. Click, clack, click, clack, clack. I guess you can't make a horse out of a nutty insect. And as soon as Kamandi gives up, the insect starts to get in line and bumps Kamandi. Hey! Bup! What? You want to play? You think this is some kind of a game? Click, clack, 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 click, clack, clack, clack. Let's try it again. Click, clack. Let's play the game. Now I'll sit in the saddle and. But even as hope rises in Kamandi, a growling voice swiftly cuts it short. Leopards! Hold it, animal. Don't move. The animal talks. Yes, Mr. Sacker says some of them are pretty intelligent. It sure is spooky. And here we see they have bazookas trained on him, and they've also
Jeez.
got those rods with that like toxic chemical,
Yeah.
right? That was used to keep the devil in line last issue. If you can understand me, animal, surrender that weapon you're wearing. Come and get it, says Kamandi. Don't get sassy with your betters. Just raise your hands and come quietly with us. Okay, watch that shaky trigger finger. And next thing you know, as Kamandi's captors close in, got him, hold still. Kamandi strikes. Not so fast. Zafow!
Nice.
Zafow.
Nice.
The battle is short-lived. Moving in with their pole snares, the leopards trap their quarry. Throw in more snares. We got to immobilize him. He's wilder than a tornado. Kamandi struggles vainly against a volley of flying rope. Let me go, you spotted dum-dums. That's it. This ought to hold him real tight. You'll learn to talk a lot more respectful, whelp. After a few beatings, ha ha ha. Now that he's wrapped for delivery, take care of the devil. Shove the poles at him. Put plenty of repellent powder on him. Heads up, man, here comes Mr. Sacker. Fine, boys, handle him with care. Now, I'm not sure what this red and purple thing is. Is that somebody in a hood?
This here.
Oh, that's Mr. Sack?
This is
Yeah, is that? Yeah, that's kind of unceremonious. Mr. Sacker just appears in this hood, right? This droopy hood.
right. Oh yeah, yeah.
And we
Oh, how
we
weird.
can't get a look at him, but
Oh,
that
how
shape is
weird.
very puzzling.
Whoa.
Fine, boys, handle them with care. The devil sure hates this smelly stuff. He's backing away. These are extremely valuable animals. I've been told that this one can talk. And I can talk and reason as well as you, Sacker, because I'm a man. I can't make out what you are, but anyone who'd wear a hood that low to hide his face must be really ugly. That's very unkind. However, you do reason quite well. Since you're so perceptive, perhaps you can guess at what I am. You sell weapons to anyone. You sell loot to anyone. You sell slaves, Mr. Sacker. You can only be one thing, a snake. By jingo, you're a prize, a real prize. Ah, there you are, dear. Lower my hood, please. Yes, Mr. Sacker.
Damn. A
So,
snake with
not only,
eyebrows. Oh, it's so awesome.
yeah, and not only are we, so this is the first instance when some animals are taking orders from another animal not of their kind.
Mm.
Number one. Number two, who are these females' hands here that are taking his
Oh, I
hood
could see
down?
it already because chapter 3 is the page turn.
Well, let's see.
No
No,
way!
she can't be real. Flower,
Flowers
flower,
back.
flowers
So
back. And
last
this,
episode in issue 11, you were reading the letters column, and everybody
yes,
was all busted about Jack
flower,
killing Flowers.
flower, yeah.
So here's the redemption on issue 12. So here she
Surprise
is.
follows
I love
surprise. Yeah,
the
the
nice
fabulous.
placement of the clipboard. This is
Uh-huh.
so awesome, dude. So yeah, oh, and he even has like a little like a receding hairline. This is great.
Yeah, and so
Oh
we and
man.
so
Oh.
flowers back by popular demand, and when you can't explain how a character that you killed and buried is back, you make that a feature rather than a bug. So up top it says nothing that's happened yet could be so mind-boggling as the sight unfolding before Commandy's eyes. He can't believe what he sees, right?
Yep.
If they and the beautiful dead. If um so so there's a lot going on right here. Now, Flower's alive. We don't know how that happened. She's working for the Sacker company
For Mr. Sacker.
and for Mr. Sacker, right? And the leopards are there, and Commandy's being trafficked. Um, we still see that Flower is wearing one piece of a two-piece bikini,
Yep.
but
She's got a
she has
little flower in her hair.
clipboard. It looks
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it looks like.
It's great.
And so she's saying, "There, Mr. Sacker, hood nice and tidy now."
Now the other thing too
So
was they had made comment about her being of 15 years old. So
right,
it's pretty
right. So she's
sassy.
not that well developed.
Yeah. Yeah. She's
You
not a
know,
Raquel Welch.
right. And here we see some of that. With his own eyes, Commandy had seen Flower die. He'd seen her buried and felt a great loss. Yet here she stands unbelievably alive. How can this be? And Sacker says, "By jingo again. This animal has seen Flower. Where Flower? Where you see my sister? Speak, tell." "Ah, your sister, of course. So that's it. We came
Nice.
from same litter. I am spitter. I'm
I'm
spitter. I'm spirit. Flower run away. She's gone, spirit. She's dead. It was an accident. Dead, that poor little creature. She was every bit as beautiful as spirit. Me miss Flower. She's hard to forget. She meant a lot to me. What are you men standing about for? Untie this commanding animal." "Did you say untie him, sir?" "That's what I said. This is a sensitive animal. I'll trust him if he will trust me." "What are you up to, Sacker?" You can see
I
they're
love this
loosening
Sacker.
him.
I love this character. Oh
So yeah,
God.
this is a device that Kirby has done before when with the Misfit, where they had kind of like this arm's length trusting relationship, and Commandy was carrying the Misfit around. I just came into the center spread where I have a double page ad for Pirates Strike Again,
The,
Pirates of the
the toys
Caribbean,
again.
the movable,
Those, yeah.
yeah, the movable action kits,
Yeah.
Dead Man's Wrath, etc. And then there's a page for Journey into Mystery. So those are advertising some cool Bernie Wrightson horror comics.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was a golden age. If you promise to behave as loyal property of the Sackers Company, I'll allow you limited freedom. Suppose I say, give me total liberty or give me death, says Commandy, as we see the devil in the background. I'd say try my proposal and live longer. Besides, I'll put you in charge of training the devil. You mean I can remain with Click Clack? Click. Yes, you two will make a fine team. I don't know what you got in mind. I don't know what you've got in mind, Mr. Sacker, but I sure like Click Clack. Good, then you'll do as I say. You'll obey the orders given to you by the Sackers Company. I promise nothing, sir. However, for the present, I'll make no attempt to escape. You'll stay, Kamandi, if you treasure the memory of Flower. Flower, how does she figure in all this? Well, this last question is left unanswered as Kamandi and Click Clack are taken to what was once an underground garage. That's so funny.
Mm.
That's the name of my favorite satellite radio channel.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them travel. I've never clocked a horse as fast as the devil. Stand clear, don't get in our way. The devil's like a whirlwind. Here we see, working for Sacker isn't so bad, Click Clack. I'm enjoying this. There he calls him Click Lack.
Yeah. Forgot a
I don't know if
K.
that's a typo. Yeah. I can't believe that Sacker is allowing this simply for our pleasure. And what does it all have to do with Flower? Suddenly, the ground rolls back and Click Clack is... Oh, I see. It shares... Wait, is it shares a K? Click Clack. I don't know. I'm going back to see how we're
Yeah,
doing
it
this
does
here.
actually at the top. It says, yep, it does show.
Click Clack
Yep.
is share.
So yeah, the
Oh, okay, got.
hyphenation gives it a, yeah. So it didn't lose a K.
It's a 50-foot leap, Click Clack, but you've got to make it. That doesn't look like a 50-foot leap. If Kamandi is like 5 or 6 feet, then that's not 10 times. Okay, but anyway, um, all of a sudden, this big wheeled cannon is blowing some firepower here. With those two deadly obstacles overcome, Kamandi brings Click Clack sliding to a halt. Splack! You two were great. Congratulations, that was a spectacular workout. Yeah, it would be if we'd been a little less spectacular, we'd be dead. I don't know what Sacker's game is, but he's playing for keeps. Get him to his stall. Suddenly, haha, what a rider. The animal's a champion, a winner. Sacker's a genius for using him. What's going on now? Now I'm a hero to these leopards? The animal is a sure thing. He can't miss. I'll take that bet. Here's my gold. I'm putting it all on the devil's nose. He's a
Yes,
surprise
I
entry. We'll clean up.
am.
You think what I'm thinking, Kurt?
Hmm.
I think
Or
we're
maybe like
cruising
a
for a pit fight
races,
here.
down at the races.
At that moment,
We're gonna find out.
right, or it could be right. Good point, yeah. Uh, so Spirit appears and tells Kamandi that it's feeding time with her strategically placed hair. Time to slop the hogs, eh? Do we eat out of pails or a trough? Feeding place here on Mall. No guards watch us. So that old snake allows his pets an honor system. And here we see Mr. Sacker good. He trained animals so they talk, learn, work. For fun and profit, no doubt. He not beat us like leopards do. He like me and Flower. Huh, is that why Flower ran away?
Mm,
Flower unhappy. Bull Bantam want her. He hate her. He beat her.
I don't know. I'm
What's
sure we're
Bull
gonna meet him.
Bantam? And we don't know. Okay, they
Here, I think he's
they
coming up.
slip that in unceremoniously. So that's the story. Poor Flower, she never had a chance. Tell me, what did your fine benevolent boss Sacker think about all this? Mr. Sacker do nothing. Bull Bantam has pedigree. He well-trained prize property.
Here he
Sounds like Bull
comes.
Bantam is a pit fighter or something. Here he is. You betcha, mongrel. You respect Bull Bantam. Ah, what do you think you're doing? I show you who the top Sacker property is here. I lead, you follow. You've got the wrong boy, Bull. Now get your hands out of my hair. Okay, mister, if you want your knuckles cracked, I'll be glad to oblige. Punk. Ah, and let's not neglect your head. Clunk. In fact, you got a few more clouds coming to you, mister. Kamandi,
Ooh.
no. This is for Flower. Wham! Bull Bantam lies dazed and astonished. Kamandi has challenged his leadership. Get up, Bull. See if you can beat a man instead of a young girl, you coward. You dare hit Bull Bantam? Haha, Bull Bantam looks silly on floor. This Kamandi say truth. Bull Bantam hit girls. Look, he won't fight Kamandi. You right. Lies. Bull Bantam killed this Kamandi. I kill Kamandi soon in Sacker's sweepstakes. When we race, I kill him. This very bad. You make Bull Bantam angry. Soon I lose you like flour. A race. Click Clack and I are training for a race. No wonder those leopards were making bets. But what kind of race is it in which a man can kill another? Winner take all race, Kamandi. Isn't that just dandy? I've got to do or die for some promotion gimmick
Chick.
dreamed up by your sneaky boss. Kamandi, not leave. Stay at Sackers. Kamandi, stay here with Spirit. Sorry, chick, not if I'm forced to kill someone. Hey, what? Pow pow. Hey, I'll take that gun. If I have to kill, it'll be in a break for freedom. Look out, he can
Yeah,
use that gun. Take
Tommy
off,
gun
you leopards.
action.
Don't trail me. Brrrap. Apparently he's got a machine gun now, and he's the ammo's flying. Um, yeah, the escalator is moving, but not fast enough. I'll have to run up the stairs. There's the runaway animal. He's reached the street level. It's lucky we were alerted by phone from the lower floor. I'm armed. Keep back. Let him have a shock grenade. That'll take the wind out of his sails. When the grenade lands, Kamandi is struck by a hammer blow that hurls him off his feet. Fwam! Kamandi is bruised but unhurt. Blasted leopards, I've lost my weapon. Careful, man. He may be injured and dangerous. Story page 19. And finally, 20. We've got him cornered. Somebody head him off at the other end. I've sealed him off. Try again, Sap. You're surrounded, animal. No use putting up a fight. Simmer down. We won't harm you. You'll get all the fighting you want at the big race. Sure, we're all
So
betting
cool.
on you. No, you can't make me do anything I don't want to do. Shoot me if you want to, but I'm not riding for Sackers or anyone else. And then we see this giant posters. The Sackers company invites its customers to the sweepstakes at Hialeah Racetrack. See our animals and equipment
Oh
under
man,
killing stress.
that's so
Sights
cool.
you'll never
That's so
forget.
cool.
And the sign says it all, friends. You're invited to hell at Hialeah. Don't miss the next issue. So so this had a lot of running around and being chased and like starts and stops, right? He is being subjugated by Sackers, and Sackers, got him contained apparently, tried to make a run for it, and he's going to be used as an unwilling participant in this death sport. So So yeah, this is continuing now, and I think is this the first example of a three-issue story arc?
Maybe. I mean, we leaped from. Yeah, I mean, we're.
Last,
Well, the thing is, it's all contained. It's all contained in the Sackers department
well, let's
store. So this is all within this
yeah, well,
compound.
in the last issue, we started out kind of like a fresh foot where Kamandi was flying around with Ben Boxer and those guys, and then they were
Yeah, and they had some train plane
Yeah, so they
troubles.
were, and so Kamandi was fished out of the water, and gets onto this boat, and they come into the port, and so that was the first issue of the arc, and this is the second one, and so it's continuing to a third, and so Kirby is getting a little more expansive now, right? And this,
Hmm.
on,
Well, he has the free reign now. I mean, like we've said, he got. It looks like DC's given him the green flag to go, go,
right,
go. So popular title Commandy. So he gets to play and get
yeah.
paid.
So you have only 20 pages of story. That's a couple pages less than the typical comic, including Jack Kirby. So he's working quick here, and they fill it up with a couple of ads. There's only one story or text page that they call the time capsule, and it's a bunch of letters that were commenting on Kamandi 7, which was the King Kong homage. But
So that's a big stretch of
yeah,
time. So they probably received those letters once 11 had gone out. And so then the process would have been to get them into issue 12. So that's almost 5, 6 months,
yeah, and you
right?
also have to remember, some of these letters are not real. They're written by editors to try to set up, an answer that they want to give. But Um, I'll just read
Yeah.
one from Yosel Alonso from Houston, Texas. I just received Kamandi 7 and was truly disappointed. The story was too similar to issue number 3. The plot turned me off. Kamandi is in a unique situation being the last boy on Earth. The story in number 7 could have been used in about any of National's books. I hope the story will be atypical for Kamandi and is not an indicator of issues to come. Remember I said the same thing? I said it looked like Kamandi was just Kirby was just kind of mailing it in on that one, and he just took the King Kong movie plot and turned it into.
Yes.
So here they say the one basic gripe I have about the series is the blatant lack of subplots. It has now been 7 issues since Kamandi came out, and we really don't know much about him. He is a one-dimensional character. And he also said, I would like to mention that Mike Royer's inking was unusual this issue. It was good. Hopefully he's catching on. Kirby's artwork is tremendous. So they were a little critical of Royer's inks, and they printed the letter. So they have a response from Steve Sherman. It says, in issue 7 elicited quite a response from the readership, different in some respects than one we're used to seeing. Usually there's no discernible age median from issue to issue, meaning that for any given story, the critical mail will have just about the same number of older and younger readers liking or disliking, with age not coming into the picture. Issue 7, on the other hand, caused a definite division between age groups, with the majority of older readers rejecting the issue, while younger readers wholly enjoyed it. And perhaps not as subtle as some of Jack's other attempts, but all in all, it's the twist that Jack likes to throw in once in a while. And he said that since issue 6 was a rather downbeat story, Jack wanted to do something that would be lighter, but still have some meaning. So it looks like they're really, that's the great thing about those days when you had, kids and adults writing letters, giving some feedback, and then they made adjustments, right? That's why we see Flower back, although it's not, or
Yes.
Flower's twin
Yeah.
sister.
Well, you take it on the other side is that, let's say by the time they're getting to issue 7, they might be getting a little panicky because they might not get a lot of um, letters, and then they're seeing the sales report. And as we're sort of guesstimating here is by episode issue 8, in these series that Jack's launching. Um, if the sales aren't there and work because he had all this momentum,
Right.
so he's got to bring it. And then when he obviously has the green flag after, I think it's 9 or 10, issue 10, he's just bringing it. And now, as you said, we're looking at, this is a 3rd issue inside an arc of Sacker's department store. Um, and these leopard pirate privateers, that go and get all this stuff. So he's really in, and I would
Mm-hmm.
assume, and we'll find out from future letters, definitely for 11 and 11 and 12, that people are like, okay, you brought Flower back, and you're giving us some depth.
Yeah, we're getting into it. We still have to meet some other characters. I'm thinking of a particular humanoid dog
Yeah,
character that's going to
yeah.
be coming out that I remember from my boyhood. Um, there's another letter in here that compares Kamandi to Gulliver's Travels. Kind of a long letter they printed, and he was also asking, why do the animals ride horses, and how come horses aren't humanized? So the answer is, um, the treatment of horses may be traceable to the fact that Jack used to be in charge of shovel detail when his daughter kept a horse in a corral situated directly in line with Jack's studio window. It may be his way of getting even. um, but yeah, the idea of, I guess, intelligent horses might have
You,
been
you, you would
tough
you're
because
crossing the line to
uh,
the Mr. Ed television show where, well, hey there, Wilbur. I don't think they wanted talking horses.
Right. Well, you need transportation, and just like this insect is
Hmm.
going to be like rideable. There's some animals get to talk and reason, and some are beasts of burden, or
Questions.
whatever else. So
Nice, nice.
we shall see. We shall see. I'm wondering if all of this stuff that we're doing. I'm wondering in the Stan and Jack book stuff said if they cover any kind of Kamandi. There's apparently a whole
Yeah,
periodical called the Kirby Reader, and they go over a lot of details. They refer to it a lot, and so there's a lot to mine still, but I love just going through these comics and just having our own reactions and reviews as Kirby super fans, and we could be critical when we need to. Like I think this cover was a little sparse. I think they just needed some background on the left or the right, on the top maybe, or the bottom. Just put them in a setting. It really just, it sets the
yeah,
mood, it
I
sets the
agree.
tone. Um, yeah, some stuff is just like, really just they're cranking it out and they're quick. And I love the fact that Kirby has this fast style that really just moves stories along. But we can see here, he thought about the flower character. He thought about this this Sacker character, giving a little more depth than just, Commandy's going to meet a different type of an
Yeah,
animal every issue, and they're gonna have their little tribe and they're gonna have their little, power base. Instead now we're seeing this snake that seems like it transcends, this inter-animal, rivalry, and we're gonna learn all about this death race in the next issue. So can't wait.
I can't either. That's awesome, Jake. Yeah,
Next,
this is great.
stay
So,
tuned next week, folks.
yeah.
The
And the
Kamandi.
reason we're doing this, Jake and I are working on Turbo Pit Fighter and another post-apocalyptic comic book with a romantic overtone. So if you're watching this, you're on our channel, you're on Turbo's channel. So just jump to the homepage and find an episode to jump into. And we find them to be very binge worthy because it's our process of making a comic book. Uh, so with that being said, I'm good. Anything else, Jake?
Yeah, no, people should, if you like this, people should try out our Making of Turbo Pit Fighter series, where we just taped edition number 36, I think. And we're
37.
37, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's an interesting concept where we're making a comic live on split screen, pencils and inks, and we're thinking about the plot and the upcoming scenes and issues and the whole storyline, and got into a lot of deep world building questions today. So give those a try too, and if you're a comic creator, it's great stuff to have on in the background while you're doing your stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
All right. I will see you next Sunday, Jake.
All right. See you soon, Kurt. See you then. Bye, everybody.